The cure. When you are weak, when you are down,
oh yes you do.
When hope is gone, He will meet up to.
Somehow I have touched this area, but I also want to do a dimension of it. And what is it? Wealth transfer. I'm going to be talking just briefly, maybe introducing this. Wealth transfer. Can we read the book of Proverbs 13 verse 22? A good man leaves an inheritance to his children, and the wealth of the sinners is laid up for the just. He said a good man leaves inheritance. Now it means we are supposed to see this word of God and expect it, that we are supposed to do what? A good man will live. It means we are not supposed to come to a point where you are poor, that even when you are living, your children will not have. A good man should have excess, that the children will also inherit. And he said that the wealth of the sinner shall be laid up for the righteous. But somehow people misunderstand this area, and that is why we see so much laziness with Christians, because they go and settle down and waiting for the wealth of the sinners to come, to be transferred. God will come and carry their money, and they are praying, they are building good houses, their houses are mine. You will be dreaming like that and it will not come to pass unless you do something about it. I'm not going to that direction now, but I want to tell us that wealth is sponsored supernaturally. Tell your neighbor, wealth is sponsored supernaturally. It means it does not follow a natural order. What you are seeing in the nature is an offspring of the supernatural. So when we have an understanding that wealth is sponsored supernaturally, is sponsored by God, then you can open your heart and have this understanding that you can prosper. You see, anytime you don't believe or you don't see yourself that you will be a millionaire, much more billionaire, you cannot. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So anytime you have this understanding about what God, about your boundaries, about what God has given unto us, then it gives you a platform to prosper. There are too many people that it will be no matter how God works with you, those people will not prosper. Why? Because they don't believe they will prosper. Some people will think, like there was a song we were singing those days, and some don't understand it, but there is an aspect of it we need to understand. Jesus, Jesus, that is, let the devil take all the world. I have Jesus. Somehow in a dimension there is the truth, because if you have Jesus, you have all. But most of the people sing it believing it is better to be poor and having Jesus. That is not the truth. You should not have Jesus and be poor. Everything that was created, they were created by him. Silver and gold belongs to him. The castles on 1,000 hills are his. Everything he has created, he created for us. And then why will you have Jesus and be poor? And when destiny is in your mind, you will not prosper. And there are dimensions of prosperity we don't understand, and that is why we can accept this. Am I communicating? Wealth is supernatural, but it must be accepted by you. You must understand first that it is God's desire that you must prosper. Tell your neighbor, it is God's will that you must prosper. Tell that person, God is unhappy when his children are not prospering. Ask another person, are you a child of God? Now it implies God is not happy with you if you don't prosper. Am I communicating? So you don't think that God will be so excited when he sees you, you are righteous, and you think that righteousness is relative or related with poverty. You don't correlate righteousness with poverty. In fact, right standing with God gives you the advantage to prosper. That is why too many people pray and pray and pray. They want heaven to open and God throws down money. But when you are righteous, you are in right standing with God, everything that God has, he releases to you. His mind, he releases to you. His wealth, secret things. The Bible says the secret things of the Lord belongs to those that fear him. It means when you begin to have reverential fear of God, when you are in right standing with God, then you are sure of prosperity. But what I want to cancel is that misunderstanding that when somebody is righteous, that is cut out from wealth. It is an error. Praise God. God does not give us physical money, but power. Now that is another understanding. He does not just throw down wealth. Though in special cases, he will do that. But normally for God, he does not just give you money, as in this currency. What he does is that he gives us what? The ability. He gives you power. And if you don't understand that God gives power to make wealth, you might think he has not prospered you. And that is the reason too many people have their talents and they are not using it. God prospers us. He gives us power to get wealth, the ability to gather wealth. He does not throw down money. But some occasions, there are things God is, in the case a man becomes stranded, God can give money. Am I communicating? So you should be open, as in expectant. I've experienced something like that because I don't play with my offering. I don't know who I shared it with. It was there in the headquarters. Came to a point, I missed the money I had. The suit I prepared to wear, I didn't put it on. I carried another one. And the time of offering, my hands in my pocket to pray, to bring out my prepared offering. I screamed. I did not know how. I just screamed as though something strange happened. And Reverend Paul asked me, what was that? I said, my offering. I left it in the suit I prepared. And he asked me, do you want me to borrow you money? I said, yes, sir. He said, borrow me offering, I will pay. He said, how much? I said, 2,000. He gave me 2,000 naira. And something ministered, immediately after he gave me, something ministered to me. Dip your hands in your suits, in your inner pockets. I dipped my hands in the right hand side like this and brought out another 2,000. And I looked at Pastor Tony that was seated beside me. I said, Pastor Tony, do you see? I just had extra 2,000. And he was like, it might be the money that you forgot in your pockets. I said, I don't believe that, because my mind is saturated with the supernatural. And that same person ministered to me. Put back the left hand inside your right hand side, the inner pocket. I dipped it and brought another 2,000. And that was a total of 6,000. Why? In a case where somebody is genuinely stranded, you can see God there. But you can't have money, you can't see God when you are not stranded, because miracle happens when you are stranded. Tell your neighbor, miracles happen when you are stranded. If you are not stranded, you will not see miracles. God expects you to create things. He does not expect you to be stranded. But in a case where you are stranded, then you see the hand of God. Am I communicating? It means in cases like that, there is possibility that the strangest things will happen. But we don't live like that, because God expects you to create your circumstances. Like when the testimony was going on, there was a culture I have. And that is a culture of speaking positive. If you see where I speak, if you hear where I speak, you will think that this guy has, everything. When I want to enter and do some projects, I will be telling you this is the project I will do. When I'll be saying I don't have money, because I believe in the power of the spoken word. And that is how to create money. So I say big things, I say nice things. And if you are around me and say things negative, the first thing I will do is to cancel it. I will tell you it's not possible. You don't speak negative around me because it is contagious. The world was created with words. The words. God created the world with words. His words. And we are supposed to be careful. That is why when somebody you see you don't have money, say I am rich. The Bible says let the poor say I am rich. Don't say I am poor. Let the poor say what? I am rich. But I'm going to balance it here. It does not just end in confessing that you are rich. When you confess, you make use of the power that God has given unto us. I want to read some scriptures. The power can manifest in about 2 ways. It might be more than that 2 ways, but the area I penned down. Power can manifest as wisdom. Now when God gives you power to make wealth, he can give you what? Wisdom. He can give you favor. So we are praying that God prospers us. At that point, God, while you are praying and expecting that God will release money, he will release wisdom to handle matters, wisdom for leadership, wisdom to handle difficult matters, wisdom to manage money, wisdom to manage an office. He releases that wisdom. Power can come as favor. It can come as health. That from year to year you are not sick. You are in a covenant of health. You have your strength to produce money. And please, just like I'm announcing this, I said I'm going to look into the life of the youths. That every youth in this church, at the end of this year, they will tell me about their assets. Tell me about the increment in their finances, the money they were able to save. Because this is what people don't know. The Nigerian youths don't know that God, their age, that time, that period, that season is their money. Health is wealth. Tell your neighbor, health is wealth. Your energy is your money. So too many people will spend their money without knowing. They are spending their energy without knowing. And when they grow older, they would want to begin to, run, possess what they sold out. If you don't know this is your time, you miss it. If there are skills you need to acquire, this is the time to acquire it. If there are training you need to acquire, this are the time you do it. If there are properties you need to acquire, this are the time you acquire it. If there are excesses you need to cut down on, cut it down now. And you wonder in fellowship, times of service, you don't see youth. When would you come? When would you have encounters? When you grow older. Jesus says, I will do my business, my father's business, while it is day. For time cometh when no man will walk. It means that there is a time that shall come. You will not have any energy. You will not have any time. You don't have anything to work. No tool. This is something that has been wrong with most of these celebrities, even in Nigeria. You see people with their strength like footballers, and they amass wealth, they gathered wealth, and they thought that this is how life will continue. And at a point, they don't manage their life, they don't manage their success, they don't invest their success, their earnings, they don't invest it. And you look at the people that have handled money, at the later end of their life, they are nothing. And at that point in time, they can't produce anything because they were able to get that through their strength without knowing that it was money that God gave them. Am I communicating? Tell your neighbor something that is very important. Tell that person ability or talent is not just enough. You will put your talent to work. Put your ability to work. You know why you need to understand this? If you don't put that ability to work, you will not get money. Because money is a measure of value. Money is what? Is a measure of value. It is the value that people pay for. And if you have not shown yourself valuable, you will not get money. If you don't solve anybody's problem, you will suffer a lack. You might have wisdom, you might have skills, but you don't use it. There were people that are funny. While I was pastoring in 62 headquarters extension, I told the youth, some of you immediately after service, you run away, you come to church late, and you run home, and you go to your house and sleep. And then in the time of marriage, you expect God to do what? To do abracadabra for you. In the workplace, they don't know you because of your skills. They don't know you because of your proficiency. They don't see you better than your colleagues. In the church, they are not seeing you better than your colleagues. And you think that you will marry. It will be very, very, very thin. Why? There is a limitation. You will marry a Christian. And if you bring an unbeliever, we will not wed you. Therefore, why in the place of service you are not functional? What you do is business. Whatsoever you do on daily basis is what? Business. These people that are standing here are doing what? They are doing serious business. The music minister that ministered, they did what? Serious business. And it is this value they created or they give, that is where they will be paid. Tell your neighbor, God pays us every day. Am I communicating? And in that payment, that is where you see your wealth. That is where you see the money. So God gives us values. He gives us this power, like spiritual giftings, like intuition. You just know what to do. You come to situations, you are not trained in that field, but you know how to handle problems. That is how God rewards us. He gives you intuition. He gives you spiritual giftings. Somebody can say before anything happens, God has revealed to you. What he's showing you is he will not allow anybody to steal your money, to steal what you have, to steal your time. When you see people that are coming to waste your time, he opens it up to you. And some of them are through spiritual and physical endowments. For instance, the physical endowment is your beauty, your strength, your voice, your height. There was a young man that I met one day, and I should have. I was shocked. The young man was not fat. He is not thin. He's almost a short man. But this guy can carry 50 liters of gallon. You know, 50 liters. He carries the two of them. Carries it like this. And we be fetching water with 250. As in, why some people will be carrying pockets. You think that the guy is playing. You will see him carry 50 liters to fetch water. And he lives in a village, and where he fetches the water is very far. So this guy will carry 50 liters of gallon, two at the same time. He fetches water and lifts two of them and carries it home. That is an endowment. And if this guy have discovered his endowment, he will go and find where he uses his strength. He produces money with his strength. Everything that is in this world solves problem. There is nothing that is in this life that is not meant to solve problem. And the greater problem they can solve, the greater value they have, and the greater money they attract. Look around. There is nothing that is in this place that is not solving problem. Our eyes, problem. Ears, solving problems. Nose, solving problems. And that is why we see doctors. We have doctors. In the time of challenges, they will be making their money. Why? When your is in challenge, that is their money. Am I communicating? What about people that sell caskets? They are also solving problem. Solving problem with the people. They will not be praying that people will die. But the people that are dead will come and buy their caskets. The second dimension is through the miraculous acts of God. You see, the power can come from these dimensions that I talked about: wisdom, favor, health, and the rest of them. The second one is the miraculous acts of God, like using the angels serve us. There are things angels can do that we cannot do by ourselves. God can command men to give you, like commanded blessing. People that owe you, God can give them dreams and threaten in dream. If you don't pay, you die. And that person wakes up and he calls you the first thing in the morning: please come and take this money now. You have 10 minutes to come and take this money. Why? He has been threatened with dreams. So God can release certain things supernaturally through miraculous acts. Am I communicating? And that is what we are believing now. God can remove stumbling blocks from your ways. He can remove spiritual limitations from you. He can command blessings. Like this period of time, let me tell you what I've been expecting on behalf of the church members. That things that we are so difficult, things that we are not able to receive several years, you will receive them. Why? This is a dimension of the miraculous act of God. And God is still in that business of doing miracles. Am I communicating? So there are certain things that humanly are not possible with you. God will do them. And that is why we are expecting testimonies. Before the Sunday, this Sunday will come, the next Sunday we are going, you will see dimensions of testimonies. Testimonies will keep coming every Sunday. Can you say, I am in? I am in. Testimonies will be coming on daily basis. Testimonies come from trouble. How do I know people that will have testimonies? People that have faced one challenge or the other. People that have worked for a long time and they have not received their duly remunerations. People that are working and serving with their health. Their finances are limited. People that have been doing businesses all this while and their goods are there and there was no sale. That is where the miraculous act of God comes in. That God will command somebody to go. You see, send somebody from a village to come and buy old stocks. And some people will be looking for new stocks. They want new ones. This person will say, there is a kind of clothes that I saw. And they will tell that person, if you are looking for this, I saw it in so shop. And it becomes the old stock that you were packed. And the person will pay double to carry those old stocks. In the miraculous act, like I have testified here about this, one of my colleagues, the one that I talked about that changed HIV, changed SS to AA, he was angry after a meeting where he was provoked, like what I'm saying now. He got back to his church and got angry and saw a lady that had been serving, the mother in that church, and brought that lady out and said, from today I change your genotype from SS to AA. And that was how it was changed. The lady went and checked the genotype. It was changed to AA. He was looking like SS. And the doctors were confused. They sent her to another place. She went, her genotype AA. The father is a doctor. Sent her to another place, checked, genotype AA. She got pregnant like somebody that was having a crisis. The doctors looked at her and said, no, this must be SS. This must be crisis that is related with SS. And they checked it, it was AA. And the doctor got confused. Why? This is a supernatural act of God. When that thing happened, the testimony was everywhere. In a new church, it was posted. The testimony was given. So one young man was there, and he was saying, if God can change the genotype from SS to AA, that old stock that I have that has not been sold all this while, people will come and say this one is China. God, I believe this one can be changed also to original. And why this guy, the pastor was ministering, the young man was shouting amen with all his might, with all his strength, with all the vigor. And when the altar call was made, he hurried and went and hugged the guy, pastor. Pastor thought that this guy was emotional because of, he never knew he was believing God for another thing. And the next Sunday, this guy ran out. The time of this was not, he could not wait. Carried the clothes and ran. He said, pastor, he has changed. He has changed. Pastor was confused. What changed? It has happened. Pastor, it has happened. What happened? He said the clothes. I was praying that clothes will also change. Since God has the capacity to change the life, and he brought the clothes that was China was turned into original. That is what? The supernatural act of God. Can somebody shout, I believe in the supernatural act of God? And that is what we are keying into this period of time. Why people are crying, the supernatural act will still be provoked for you. And you'll be receiving answers, and people will be surprised. How can this one be possible? Am I communicating? So wealth transfer is for us. The wealth of the unbelievers will be transferred to us. There are dimensions of this, but because of my time, I want to tell us a few things in a few minutes. Wealth cannot be transferred if you have poverty mindset. It cannot be transferred if you are not giving any room for expansion. Wealth cannot be transferred to the poor. Do you understand that? That is where I want to round off. Wealth cannot be transferred to the poor. You know why? Poverty is here. Is in the mind. And then when somebody is poor in the mind, he will not create a means for transfer. The transfer of wealth must have a medium. You must have what? A medium. If you are, what you are doing is frying granules, and you have not expanded to have the possibility to supply, the wealth of the Gentiles cannot be transferred to you because there is no means for supply. There is no means for transport. Am I communicating? You are a child of God, and you have not positioned yourself, the level of education, in what you are doing, the business you are doing. You are not the best in it. Wealth will not be transferred. If you are not thinking, if you are not coming into the presence of God to ask God to do inquiry prayers, to know the exact instruction, what you need to do, wealth is transferred via instructions. Wealth is transferred via specific instruction. He must tell you what to do. There are certain things you must do that other people don't do. Remember the case of Joseph. Wealth was transferred how? Starting from the giftings he had that he used. Remember I said that having skills or gifts, they are not just enough. Talents are not just enough. You must have to make use of the talents. The talent you were given that was given to you, you need to do what? Trade with it. And so because of the people Joseph ministered to while he was in prison, that was his money waiting for him. He has already done a business in the prison. Though the money did not come immediately, but he was waiting for the appropriate time. So when time came, he was called upon. And when he came, he gave specific instruction. The interpretation of the dream of Pharaoh followed an order. He said, this is what you are going to do in these 7 years. Like the instruction I gave. He said, now is the time to save money. Whatsoever you are spending, bring out 20%, keep. everything we have, be bringing out 20%. Nobody shall touch it. There was a person I talked to. He was facing a challenge, and I called him. I said, now, you see, you have been doing good. You have been giving to your brothers, giving to sisters, solving problems. But there is a level, there is a platform you stay to solve problems. You don't solve people's problem when you are in problem, when you are in trouble. I am a pastor. I will tell you to give. But the truth is that there are levels of giving. You don't solve people's problem with your capital. Too many people have solved problems, carried their families with their capital. Even in the giving in the house of God, you don't carry your capital, carry what you used to do your business and give it in the house of God. That is why you must make money in order to give. There is a purpose for which you must make money. You make money for the house of God. You make money for the work of God. Whenever the work of God comes, there is an excess. Money is flowing for the work of God. So, but you don't now carry all the money, buy an access. You are supposed to invest in a business. You are into transportation, you need to buy a bus, and you don't have any 1 naira. And you say, I believe God. I am not canceling belief. And you use all, even the one that you have borrowed from people. God, I believe if I drop the money, I am waiting. The person goes home and begins to pray, God, the money, let 100 folds. God is not a money doubler. Am I communicating? Tell your neighbor, God is not a money doubler. That is why too many people, when they pay their tithes, they will be waiting for God with God. I have not seen anything, no. Let it come 100%. The other time I paid my tithe, I have not seen anything, no. He is not a money doubler. You give out of responsibility. And you make money out of what? Responsibility. There are things that are around us that you must solve. As a Christian, you must be a giver. And because you must be a giver, you must create wealth in order to do what? To give. But you don't carry all that you have and solve somebody's problem. It's just like somebody that, there was a young man who went to the stream. His brother fell inside the water, almost drowned. And he shouted, oh, one more, evil, inside the water. He doesn't know how to swim. And the water also, he was getting drowned. Went to save somebody and you don't know how to swim. So by God's grace, the two of them were saved. So you don't save people when you don't have a means. What God does is to bring you up first and empowers you for others. Am I communicating? That is why I said, if you don't have money to a level that you have the one that will take care of your family, take care of church, take care of your extended family, and there is one for troublemaker making, you are still poor. Is it sounding strange? People must have to find trouble. You see, know their size. People that will not tempt you because they know your size. But there are people, when they see you, they want to find your trouble because you must run away from trouble because you don't have the capacity. But there are men, when they find your trouble, before all of them will be released from the police station, they will see you, leave that one that calls himself a Christian. That one is a troublemaker, leave him alone. They will leave you alone. Am I communicating? Do you know there are certain truths we need to have? That is why we have army, we have police. If God will give you materials, give you blessing, give you natural resources, he will expect you to create security, create guards around what he has given to you. Do you understand me? When God gives you something, he expects you to take care of what he has given to you. Some Christians die. Some Christians, and when they die, when they go to heaven, God will ask them, why did they die? Some of the time, blame God. Why did we die? Why did the person die? And you'll be, oh God, why me? And God will be asking you, why you? Oh God, why me? You ask him, why you? Because what he has given to you, he expects you to safeguard it. If I bring water, a cold water from the freezer, and I hand it over to you, if you want to keep it cold, what do? You go and create your own freezer, and keep the water there. So the atmosphere that it took for something to happen in your life, it also takes that kind of atmosphere to maintain it. Do you understand what I'm saying? The atmosphere you entered and things were created, it takes what? That kind of atmosphere to maintain. So when God has given to you certain things, it takes you to go into warfare, dimensions of warfare, to maintain what has been obtained. That is why we have security. Let me explain. If we say we are church, we have church, we are children of God, powerful children of God, and you are praying in tongues 7 hours a day, and after praying in tongues 7 hours a day, and you know that there are thieves around, there have been incidences of theft round about, and you are going inside to sleep, and every time you leave your doors unlocked, you are going out from your compound, the blessing God has given to you, you are going out of your compound, nobody is there, your gates were not locked. Is there possibility of theft? Who will God blame? Because already he has given you things. The same way the giftings he has given to you, the visions he gave you, there are people who don't share it with. Oh brother, if you see what God, there are things God is telling me, and you tell the brother will tell you, go and sit down. Are you the only person that have been hearing God? How can God tell you this thing? Already you are not able to protect what God has given to you. Some people don't protect their anointing, they don't protect their businesses, they don't protect their countries. And that is why in this country we need to change our mindset to be able to protect the natural resources God has given unto us. A time came in Nigeria when people were crying for reserves. The excess reserve, we had excess money from crude oil, and the then government could not heed to it to reserve the excess they had. And now Nigeria, as rich as Nigeria is talking about borrowing money from China. Why must we borrow money? And what will God do? Will God, no matter how you pray, what God will do is to still give you instruction to go back to the drawing board and begin to plan on protecting what he has given to you. Too many people have been blessed in this place, but they are not aware. Because the greatest dimension of the blessings of God is the peace of mind. And it gives you peace in order to handle what he has. Let's stand to our feet and pray. We don't have any reason to be poor. Can I remind us the instruction that we gave? I said that this is a time to save. The time of hunger is the best time for prosperity. While other people are suffering, is a sign that God is prospering a group of people. And I asked previous Sunday, are there people, like he gave a testimony of a new contract? The time people are crying, God is still giving contracts. Are people building houses now? Are people buying new cars, buying landed property, even in this time of recession? So why will we believe that our own, that we are following the group of people that are suffering? No. It is well with me. While others are cast down, I shall say there is a lifting up. So my prophecy to you is that this is your time to celebrate. This is time to give testimonies of more job, more promotion. This is the time to give testimony about multiplicity of children. How many of us know that September, too many number of people, there are a dimension of record. People were delivered, more number of children were delivered even in this period. God was opening wombs. God was giving, God will not be giving us children when we don't have money to train them. It means while he's giving, he's releasing money. Money is being released, even as I'm talking now. Am I communicating? That is the era we have found ourselves. That we must be having money in the time of trouble. So the instruction I gave, I kept remembering it. What is it? This is the time to do what? Save. Cut down on expenses. Number 2, it is a time to do what? To buy assets. For some people that have potentiality of farming, this is also a time to farm. Farming is in dimensions. So if you are not aware of this, go and learn dimensions of farms. It's a time to do what? To farm. As long as Nigeria is concerned, agriculture is where Nigeria is told. Don't go negative direction where other people are going to other direction. Everything about Nigeria, the announcement everywhere is agriculture. And if you also want to prosper, understand about production. What is he talking about? It's not just about the agriculture, it's about being productive. Begin to produce something. Save. Buy assets. This is the time to do it, because people will sell what they have because of hunger, and they will sell it at a cheaper rate. People will carry heavy amount of money to buy peanuts. How many of us know that in market everything is rising? But people that are being paid salary, is your salary rising? No. Now the cost of materials in the market is almost ×4. But your money, did it increase ×4? No. Salary is not just for the people of God. Maybe sometime, maybe on Sunday, I might talk about it. You see, it's not about, you should be, if you are being paid salary, you'll be paid salary on your own terms. You know what it means? It means that it is possible that every other person might be sacked, but you cannot be sacked because of your value. You are increased your value so much that you are earning based on you, not because the company is paying this amount. The company is paying you the amount because of you, so you are earning it. Is that clear? When you live only on salary, you are not expanding, you are not giving God the opportunity for blessings. He said, I will bless the work of your hands. It means the level of the work you do is the level of the blessing you will receive. So this is a time to do multiple stream income. Expand. Tell your neighbor, expand. Expand. You are including materials. Expand. You are doing contract. Expand. You are selling motor pass. Expand. It is a time to do what? Expand. You have small shop where you are making hair. While you are doing that, get also a fridge there, a freezer. Sell minerals there, sell pure water there. Expand. Sell snacks in the same place. Am I communicating?
The cure. Can I hear you sing? The cure. The cure. Everybody say the cure. You are on to the live broadcasting.